I think we are live. If you guys can see this, just say yes, 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 or something like that in the chat box. Would be nice. Because today, ladies and gentlemen, what a freaking day it's been, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you guys have been kept up to date, but I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. I don't think I'll be able to sleep the night afterwards. I don't think I'll be able to sleep the night after that. Let me quickly see if I can open the side tab for you. Yes, I can. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, crypto prices are going absolutely insane. And this might not look like much to you, but if we take it from an hourly perspective, this is Bitcoin. Yesterday, we were messing around talking about, oh, Bitcoin going to 50-something thousand. All of a sudden today, just today, the price went from 55 or something thousand to 64,000, all the way back down to 58,000, right now to 60,500. What a day. That's as a baseline. What a day. Everybody in the chat box, do you know that Coinbase right now is down? I'll make another video talking about what I think happens there every single time. But yes, apparently Coinbase is down. And fun fact, this happens every single time that the crypto space goes crazy. Coinbase decides to shut down and basically leave everybody with $0 to sell, to move, to do anything with. It is ridiculously funny. As an outsider, somebody who does not use Coinbase. If you are, I guess you're probably hating yourself. Anyway, here's Ethereum, for example. Take a look at the price. It went down roughly 9% in the span of like 30 minutes here. Just absolute insanity, crazy. Polkadot, similarly, massive flash crash of 11, 12 or so percent in the span of roughly 30 minutes. And most altcoins did similar moves. XRP went as high as 60 cents. A lot of people were, oh, you can't see? There we go. A lot of people were extremely happy. All of a sudden, a flash crash of roughly 14% all the way back down to 52 cents. Anybody in the chat, though, if you understand, you understand. I did buy some cake. I have some carrot cake and a eclair. Don't even know exactly what this is. I guess it's a French little thingy. But I bought it to celebrate. And I wanted to go up a live stream. And then I all of a sudden had to go panic mode like an hour ago. Because, well, you know, crypto didn't go the way I planned it. So my cake day kind of turned out to not be as relevant. Guys, real quick though, I see a lot of you guys have joined in already. Make sure you press that like button real quick if you're watching this right now. I'm not sure how we can't see it, but I think we're at like 19 likes, 15. Make sure we get those up to like at least 100. If you've not pressed that like button yet, make sure you do so. And also let me know in the chat box, because I read every single comment. You know, everything is in front of me. Where you're watching this from. I jinxed it with the cake, huh? I swear. I went to the store. I was like, should I order it? No, I'm going to walk to the store. That's an eclair. I've never had an eclair in my life. Oh. Okay. That's different and unexpected. Interesting. Anyway, we got Holland in the house. We got Bronx in the house. We got Netherlands again, huh? A lot of you guys, huh? Welcome, welcome. Lekker grappies. Somebody says, hey, Dusty, should you buy alts right now? My best answer to that is, my friend, if you're thinking about buying alts, when Bitcoin just went for this type of a bleed, I like your thinking process, because that means you're a risk taker. Most people, honestly, you know what? You know, most people I've spoken to, what they do is they see, oh, price go up like this. Let me buy, not when price comes down. And that's obviously the biggest mistake that people can make, in my opinion. It's like now that Bitcoin's price has gone so exponentially crazy, and we know that the ETF providers, they're just going nuts on this one. I've got more conviction than ever before. Rover just said, more than 10,000 Bitcoin were bought yesterday, yet only 900 are being mined right now by the miners every single day. And as the halving rolls along, that number is going to halve yet again, which is why there's scarcity right now. Scarcity. But I'll remind you guys again, just know the reason I go for Bybit, the reason I go for some of the other exchanges I've got on my trading channel, is because Coinbase screwed me over many times before. I told you guys about my story of why I despise Coinbase. Screw them. They can all go and rub themselves on their feet. I don't know what to say there. Don't want to be too rude. But screw Coinbase. 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀. If you're in the Netherlands, it's a good exchange, but it's garbage. It is. But however, 𝗏𝗪𝗏 in the Netherlands, also garbage. Netherlands has shitty exchanges. Can't tell you more than that. It's just all garbage. Bybit I like a lot, which is why it's the only one I talk about all the time. And there's a couple other ones that are not too bad, but hey. Hey. Anyway, so what's going on? Well, as it stands, crypto price, I'm gonna at the same time eat this eclair, I think, because it's like dry. It's not that amazing. It's like a 𝗓𝗂 if you're Dutch, but it's like not like, what's the slagroom? Cream. It's not like whipped cream, but it's like pudding more so. And I think this was like $4, something like that. And this piece of pie, this was almost I'm gonna say six. Let's say almost $7 for this little piece of carrot pie. That is ridiculous. Carrot cake. Dry as shit as well. There you go. Also, I'll make awful. Oh, I don't know why. Anyway, give me like 10 seconds. Give me like 10 seconds. Don't want to bother you guys with all that chewing sound. Anyway, I wanted to say, right now as it stands, Bitcoin is going up so much. It just keeps going up and up and up that it's building up for a massive move towards either side. I mean, we talked before on the trading channel about how Bitcoin moving up and up and up sparks for a sort of moonshot, right? But that was mostly at 57. That was mostly at around 62. It peaked at 64. It went way too exponential, way too fast. Right now, it's coming back. It's crawling back down ever so slightly. 8% thus far. However, we do not expect it to go towards the mass liquidation zones. One of them being at roughly 50.5 thousand. You can see 2.5 billion is on the line right there. And the worst case scenario basically being 42 or something like that thousand, where another billion or so, billion or two lies on the corner. I don't think it's going to get that far. Then again, you guys have to understand that in bull markets, I'll show you weekly. Here we go. It is not that crazy to have the bit. Let's go different chart. This one's not old enough. Let's go to Bitstamp or Bitfinex. Here we go. So in bull markets, like the 2017 one, for example, you can see we had a massive 36% crash or so as we went upwards. And back in 2021 as well, on our way up, we had a 32% correction or so before moving upwards and upwards and upwards. And so it's honestly just not that crazy to see it. I will show you one more thing though. This is one of the funniest charts I've got. You guys remember that I told you here, the 8th of February, I said, hey, you know what? Based on previous history, it's not that crazy to see Bitcoin go to $60,000 in about 2 weeks from now. Many people looked at me and said, Dusty, are you freaking stupid in the brain? And I understand, because it's a little bit too crazy. Alex Yeats says, damn, streaming and eating. I'm hungry too, bro. My friend, how can you not buy cake when you all of a sudden see every single crypto pumping the living crap out of itself, huh? John said, there would have been $10 in Portland. My friend, that's Portland for you. All right. That's Portland. It is about, yeah, whatever. It is, and by the way, if you're wondering, Dusty, why are you being so distracted? I will not miss a single text that anybody sends me right now. Because if something happens, I need to be on it, right? The market is too volatile. I can't miss a single thing. Anyway, wanted to say, I was talking about Bitcoin going to $60,000 in 14 days. People called me ridiculous and stupid. And I said, well, based on previous times, what happened is Bitcoin crossed it once, came back down, which happened here once, and here once. And then the moment it broke 45 again, right there, and now right here, it was a massive spike upwards. And, well, the results speak for itself. Let's quickly show it. You can see this is what it turned out to be. Again, we had our initial fake out, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then our afterwards massive pump, number 1, number 2, number 3. Kind of funny, right? Also, I've said this before in a little short video that I made, but do you guys realize that this run is going to be so much different than any other run we've seen in the past? Why am I saying that? Well, think about it. Previous runs, what always used to happen was people put money from their fiat onto a crypto exchange. They buy some Bitcoin because they've heard it on the news. They want to try it out. And then they switch over to massive altcoins, an XRP, a Vechain, etc. And then very often they go to memes because they hear it everywhere. Somebody says they hate carrot cake. What's your guys' favorite cake? I digress. Now, the reason I say that this time it's vastly different is, let me also put up the picture in the meantime. This is what I meant with the usual flow. Fiat to Bitcoin and large caps to mid caps to low caps. This time it's vastly different because if you think about it, instead of going from Bitcoin to large caps, etc., most inflows right now are for Bitcoin, but not via exchanges where the money can move freely, but through an ETF. These guys will not be able to sell and buy altcoins unless the provider like BlackRock or so also has these altcoins as ETFs, so these guys can get some connection to it. Point being, this time around, it might be so that Bitcoin's dominance actually stays relatively way higher, and that's why again, I said before, AI coins are huge, gaming coins are huge, but the reason I say BRC and ordinals can really pop off over the next few weeks or months is because this time around, that whole debacle of the Bitcoin ecosystem, which usually falls off in altcoin season, might stick around harder because many of these institutions are so focused right now on Bitcoin. It's interesting, no? It's a very, very interesting thought if you were to ask me. It's a very, very interesting thinking process. Now, as it stands, by the way, and I will reiterate this, I am still so extremely... Oh, I don't even know what this chart is from. This is like from all the way back here. We made this so long ago because I can't remember making this. That is really, really funny, huh? This is a chart I've made probably here in February of 2023 because I can't remember making this. So most likely we're just I should look back at my videos from back then. Look at how funny prices were moving and we were all worried, all thinking, oh, what if price... This is the funny part about always buying, right? Always continuing to buy. Here we're just nitpicking about, 23,000 or 21. And now you're at 65,000. You're like, well, did it really matter? Did it really matter if you got yourself a $23,000 or $21,000 price? I mean, at the end of the day, huh? No. But in all seriousness, I'm thinking of making another video a little bit later today, talking about the top altcoins I'm going for as Bitcoin kind of like calms down a little bit. I said before as well that I'm kind of getting less bullish on Bitcoin. And the funny part about that is that even though in previous runs that would always be logical, right now I'm more and more so thinking perhaps it's not that smart an idea to sell Bitcoin because this run, it might just move differently because of all the demand. I will reiterate that I think most money will be made from altcoins, not from Bitcoin. Every single cycle, always the same way. But, but, it does not mean the risk to reward for Bitcoin is not better than for a lot of altcoins. I mean, you can right now put money into 𝗵𝗵𝗄 and triple it over the next few weeks. However, with 𝗵𝗵𝗄, you can definitely lose a significant portion of that in a very short amount of time. Whereas with the Bitcoin, it's not as fast. It will not do these minus 50%. Somebody says, rip bro Jogan. It will not do these minus 50% moves, etc. As often or as quickly. Is Joe Rogan, did something happen? Or was he wrong on Bitcoin? Is that... Oh, is that a meme? He didn't die of cringe, he died with cringe. Dying of cringe is not scientifically possible. Wait, what? 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏 in the house. David Dagley says, it goes up when you are less bullish. Keep it up. You mean me or just us as a concept? What I did have a little while back is I made a little meme talking about, let me get back to it. Huh? Let me go find it. I made a meme a while back. I think that CZ was also agreeing with me with of just give up. Let me see if I can scroll through and find it. I don't think it was too long ago. I post a lot of pictures apparently. It was somewhere. I don't think it was too long ago. This always reminds me of how you're happy with these very, very small achievements, but in the grand scheme of things, whatever prices we saw back then, they were all so low still in comparison to where we're going to be at in the next few months. If I look back now and just scroll through, I'm like, damn, if only I just went a little bit crazier and opened that 100x long. Like here, for example, we're all discussing and nitpicking about 41,000. Right now, we're $20,000 up from there. Isn't that crazy? Dusty, why is XRP flash dump? Because Bitcoin flash dump. Every single altcoin flash dump, flash crash across the board. So it makes sense for XRP to go similarly. It's not anything too particular. It's just the way it goes. I, for some reason, cannot really find my funny little joke that I made of just give up. Maybe like this. You know, I hate the Twitter search. Maybe my phone. I'll find it. Give me a second. Why are altcoins crashing? Because Bitcoin fell down. And the moment that Bitcoin falls down, especially when it falls down this hard, altcoin, I found it. Wow, it got 500,000 views. So that's pretty good. The moment you give up, the bull run will start. Do it for the rest of us. And this was October of 2023. I got 500,000 views, which is very, very nice. Because honestly, that's what it usually feels like. The moment that you're like, you know what, I'm done, I'm selling out of this altcoin, it just starts to pump like crazy. And another funny story of mine is exactly with regards to that. Let me show you. You guys might know it with Nosana, right? What I told you, I sold a good chunk of 55 cents because I was just like, damn. It's actually a fun fact. I forgot that I had the money. And eventually I found it again. And it was obviously at 55x from the last time I saw it. So I was like, let me just keep it. But now it would have been roughly 600x. Now, luckily, I still kept a very large chunk, 589. But you can stop thinking like, or you can keep thinking like, I wish I had everything. Just deal with it the best way you can at any single point. Even now, for example, as altcoins are going back down, all I'm thinking about is, okay, which one should I buy the dip for? Instead of being worried and panicky. Because the fact that Bitcoin made such crazy moves right now shows to me the euphoria has just started and things are going to keep moving up from here. And so if you sometimes get yourself to place orders, for example, right now is what you can do it. Get some deep orders in, set some limit orders at all these different prices. For XRP, for example, all the way down towards 44 cents. Perhaps over the next few hours, if another flash crash were to happen, it can just get picked up. Dusty, you know why Coinbase is having problems? Because they're manipulators. Simplest story. This thing is addictive, man. I still don't like it that much, but hey. Would Coinbase crash affect the ETF trading? No, not at all. At the end of the day, I personally think if you were using Coinbase's API, you're also not affected. Because I think it's just Coinbase's front end going down, not the back end. Because there's people still trading. I mean, if you're, for example, give me a second. I'll show you. I'm not sure if I have to log in to show you. I don't, I think. All right. If you're, for example, using a terminal to trade instead of directly on Coinbase itself, very often you can actually also just continue. I'm not sure if this one has Coinbase in there. Might only have the 3. Let's see. No. It might not actually have Coinbase, but I wanted to say if you're using a terminal to trade, very often you can still continue to trade because the prices they update. It's just that I might not be able to access the front end directly, if you understand where I'm coming from. This, by the way, terminals like this is what people often use to place a trade on the exchange that has the best rate. So you don't have to place on, you don't have to go to Bybit, look at it, but you use a terminal that has all the different exchanges in one. If you want to place bigger trades, obviously those cents can matter. And so you don't want to have a price that's like $5 too high, especially if you're doing a $30 million trade or something like that, for example. 5 cents is still money. But Crypto Chris says, pump resume once Coinbase is back up. There's a very good chance that right now things are just in a really iffy spot. I do believe the pump will continue though, guys. I am not really bearish on crypto right now. Once more, I said we can have a good correction. This was already a juicy correction, a little slap in the face to people. And it's in the middle, right? But soon enough, up only is the way I can say it. Why do I see so many people in the chat hate on carrot cake? I think your carrot cake's nice. Hey, somebody says gives you stomach problems, huh? All right. Imagine going to 200K in a second. That would not be good. Or you mean just for 1 second? You know, ladies, why did I say ladies? If you wanna, you can actually open a lot of like take profits basically, or just stop orders as well at a lot of different prices. So for example, right now, let's say you open up a long position at roughly 3,200, right? You can actually put different, this is for Ethereum, you can put different stops at different prices. You can even put one at where, whatever, like 4,000. So it would sell the moment it gets there, right? Probably won't happen. But one of my friends, for example, he just texted me that his take profit for Bitcoin just got hit at 64,000 because he put that up like months and months ago in case of a massive spike, and he forgot to take it away. So he's kind of sad his long position got destroyed, basically. But overall, it's pretty nice to sometimes do that. Look at that, huh? We're almost back to all-time highs, basically. That is crazy, though, how fast these things have gone. Why do none of you guys have cake? We just went to 64,000. We're basically past all these previous points for Bitcoin. We're like 5% away from all-time high. You guys are not celebrating? Really? XRP had a little moonshot. I mean, let's be honest here. If you've been into XRP for a while, if you're not in profit, you're playing the game wrong. And I do not want to call people stupid because I love every single one of you. And everybody has a learning curve, right? You'll get there. Trust me when I say that. But if throughout the last 2 years, you have not been able to turn this chart into a bullish endeavor, man, my friend, you're not playing the game right. I've told you already, I'm in massive profits in XRP. If you just kept buying the dip, it's a good example. If you just kept buying the dip, look at how much profit you'd be in, because it's literally been up only since June of 2022. The only problem is it has only doubled in the span of a year and a half, which comparison to Bitcoin or Ethereum ain't that much. But XRP is and has done pretty freaking well. It's only not as good, but usually XRP's gains, they come a lot later. I will also add, like I said a couple days ago, if you do not want to hold or you want to close down on some of your holdings, you can also open like these, they're called 3Ls, or I guess tokenized leverage tokens, meaning you can, for example, open a 3L XRP, 3L Bitcoin, 3L Ethereum trade, where you're basically trading with 3 times the amount. Roughly, I think for most of them, it's 2.5x or so leverage. But on Bybit, they, for example, have it where you're trading, or at least you're holding, because at that point, it's not liquidationable, whatever the word for that is. But you're acting as if you've got more. Hopefully you guys understand that. I've told you before as well, if you want to buy Fetch, Render, all those stupid coins that is AI related, that essentially you might like, you might not like, doesn't matter. You can also buy those with 2x, 3x, 4x leverage on something like Bybit, because that way you can act like you have more money. And if you buy them with Cross, it's not that hard. Similarly, I have so many long positions on like 7x, 5x, 10x. Let me show you a couple of them. Let me turn on a VPN for a second. Give me 10 seconds. I'll show you a few trades, for example, that I often open up. And the reason I do that is because I'm like, let's say, for example, you want to open a $10,000 position. Why do that when you can also open a $50,000 position? It's the same, right? If you don't get liquidated, it's practically the same. Oh, but you go down more if the price goes down. Yeah, but the idea is I will only sell once it's up anyway. So the price going down means I have to buy more. But I would do the same thing if it was spot. So it doesn't matter to me. And sometimes with the position, it's easier because that way I can actually take profits. Whereas if I'm just buying the altcoins themselves, I have a habit of not ever cashing in. I think a lot of you guys might recognize that. If I just got wiped out hard, man. Damn. Not like I didn't get liquidated. Look, so I'll show you. Let's see the best way to show you. I could just turn around, I guess. Let me zoom in. I will do something for you. I will rotate this. It might not be perfectly in screen. Give me 10 seconds. That's fine. So Okay, hopefully you can see. So I'll show you. Sorry, for example, this, yeah, let me go in front of my face. This is not easy. Hopefully you guys can see. You can see, I can't open it on my computer because I need to use a VPN, and I think my iPad is empty. I can go check for you. Give me like 5 seconds if my iPad is charged. It's charged. Do I have Bybit on there? I'm acting as if I think I have an exchange on my iPad. I don't have any exchange on the iPad. Okay, I'll just try to zoom in a little bit. So you can see, for example, I posted a picture on Twitter. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, there's little green dots here. There's little red. I'll point them out. So here, for example, there's 3 green dots right there. Can you see it? Like where my thumb is almost, not this finger, but it's like there, that way, where my middle finger is pointing. It's impossible to show you this, man. Okay, let's go really deep. What a $5,000 camera can do, huh? Garbage quality, man. Come on. How can this be so difficult? And the point being, because this is ridiculously stupid. Point being, I had some pretty juicy buys, some pretty juicy sells, but you can never know that. No, I'm going to have to show it to you. I'm getting, how can I? I'm committed now. Okay. This is how we're going to do it. Right there, here, for example, my thumb, that's where I have 3 buys. So buy, 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 right? I don't think you can see it perfectly, but basically that's where I bought in, this little area. Especially when the price dipped right around there, I decided to buy more. Now, as the price came up, I noticed, hey, I'm in pretty juicy profit. I cash out some. Right there is a sell. As you can see right there, a little sell section. Then after the price went up even more, you can see here is where I decided to sell even more at the top. Now, as the price came down, I didn't sell everything, unfortunately, but since I had orders open already, you can see I bought here in this candle, not necessarily a perfect bottom, but that's because I had orders open up front. Which is why it can be so beautiful and profitable to just keep putting up orders. Could you hear me or no? Could you hear me? I just realized I could also just move the microphone, but I was a little bit stupid in the brain. Yes, all right, perfect. Yeah, so if you put up orders up front, it can very often be very, very helpful. Instead of trying to trade, oh yeah, we're moving a little bit, let me open up. You put them in up front so you know where exactly you're going to buy in, whatnot. And sometimes, like now, I didn't even pay attention to Beam, but I think my position is now way better because, yeah, for example, right now, my average price dropped by another, I think, 10%-ish because of that most recent buy. And that means that right now I'm in more profit, or at least once it comes back up. And that's also what we do with those bots, like I explained on my trading channel. You just try to buy your way back down because you realize you're in a bull market. Things will keep going up over time. Maybe on the short term not, but over time they will. This is also kind of funny. Look at this. We're still in roughly 700% profit on the Stacks trade. We are in roughly 400% profit on the Solana trade. 43% profit on the Fetch trade. Which else do we have? We have Bitcoin. We have Beam. Let's show for fun. I will open for you guys right now our stream trade. Okay, if a person guesses exactly how much profit we're in, I'll give you something. Guess. We opened I'll see how much. We opened together on the stream I think at the time it was a $1,500 trade. How much profit are we in right now? I will press it so it cannot move anymore. Yeah, just say the dollar amount. I have a dollar amount right in front of me. So just say the dollar amount that we are in profit, and if you have it right, now say more specifically. Somebody says 6K. Be specific. Say the exact number. We opened this together during a live stream because I said, hey, should we go long or short? You guys said go long. We lost a ton of money the first couple of days, but now it's in a ton of profit. How much profit do you think we are on this $1,500 trade that I already cashed out 10% of? Because I can see right now there's only $1,300 in the trade. I'll give you 10 more seconds to guess, and then I'll show you. Somebody's really close. There's one person in the chat that's really quite close. Not close enough, but really quite close. Only one person is close. Now 2 people are close. 3, 2, 1. None of you guys are close enough. We are in. Oh, this is getting interesting. $15,586 profit on a $1,500, as at this point, $1,300 trade. That's really funny, huh? And this is, by the way, what I talked about with funding rates costing you. So as you can see here, yeah, it might not be easy for you to see. And by the way, the reason I can show a position like this, if it's a big size, but this is, I think, yeah, it's half a Bitcoin, so it's not that big a deal. If it's a really big size, people will hunt your liquidation point. But the fact that it's such a little amount of money, basically, right? Nobody's going to target this. And the liquidation price is $24,000. And by the way, somebody says, stop bragging. I'm not trying to brag at all. Please don't get this twisted. 0% of me is trying to brag at all. If you really think so, man, I'm kind of disappointed if that's what you think this is for. No, the only reason I'm saying that is honestly because I want people to understand sometimes being patient can work out. And if you just keep buying your way down lower, instead of just trying to find one best spot to buy, just wait, give it a few months because it's been a while. You'll be fine. It's only when you start running after the profits all the time. Are you getting ads? I'll turn it off, guys. There we go. Should not have ads anymore. There we go. OS Design says, I knew because I opened the same trade. That's really funny. Yeah, so no, 0% of me is trying to brag. Please, I have different ways to brag if I really wanted to, but that's not my style. Otherwise, you would have probably seen way different videos of me flexing cars or flexing different things. I never do, though. As I said before, none of you guys know anything. Maybe you see a watch or something, but I don't think any of you guys know what I have, where I live, or what. I don't flex anything. I do really pretty interesting stuff, but I personally think sometimes you got to keep things a little bit more to yourself. I'm not that interested in that type of attention. Max says, Dusty, I invested in AI coins, seeing you keep making money out of it. My main investment is Ocean. That's like one of my least ones, but as the chart looks great, hasn't exploded, and has great fundamentals. What do you think about Ocean Protocol? Man, just go for AI coins. Honest thoughts, right? If you just go for AI coins, it's hard to lose. My own thoughts. Over the next couple of months. Similarly with gaming coins, you just consistently buy and you really lose after a few months. I'll accept that I was wrong, but I don't think it's possible. And it doesn't really matter which one you go for. All of them have appeal in some way, shape, or form. One of the ones I have a good chunk of, as you guys know, is VR. I have a good chunk of Nosana. I have a good chunk of. I have a lot of money in that. Fetch, I have a good chunk of. BitTensor, I have a good chunk of. RSS3, where's that one? Down lower, somewhere. Anyway, I have a good chunk of that as well. I don't even know where it's supposed to be at. Injective is pretty nice, especially if you're staking it. We talked about it before. If you don't know anything about staking, my friends, really take some time. Take some time to learn about it. And the moment that Coinbase goes back online, I expect cryptos to go a little bit crazier. I expect it to go even crazier than it's gone right now. None of you guys have cake. Zero of you guys thought, hey, it would be a good idea to celebrate. 0. Out of the 500 people here, none of you thought that it would be a good idea. Really. Interesting. Hey, let me know in the chat. Any of you guys using Coinbase? Coinbase back? A lot of you guys are saying it, but I don't believe one person. Coinbase back? I'll tweet it out. Hey, my friends, is Coinbase back or is it not? Wait, a lot of you guys are saying yes. Who's saying no? Why is somebody always saying no? Why does it always have to be somebody who's making things more difficult than it needs to be, huh? It's back, but laggy. Coinbase has been back, but I don't trust it. Jacinta says, I had some red wine. All right. It's on degraded performance. Fair enough, fair enough. It's acting a little wonky. Kraken having issues. Any other exchanges having issues? We know about 𝗵𝗲𝗀 and 𝗵𝗲𝗀 in the Netherlands having issues. Somebody says I can't cash out. Hey, my friend, why are you trying to cash out? See, that's the issue. All right, you're trying to cash out. You're supposed to do the opposite. No, obviously Coinbase is not going to let you cash out. Dusty, amazing the videos you make. Much therefore, and greetings from Utrecht. Thank you. I'm not sure what you mean with a lot therefore, but sure. Binance is very good to go. Fair enough. Binance often has some of those interesting wicks recently here. Then again, Binance as a baseline is pretty solid. Can you take a look at render? I think you guys all know by now that I'm a big render bull. There's not a single set, but look at that chart. It's ridiculous, man. And I've been talking about render for so long. It's crazy. Finally, those are paying off. There's nothing to talk about with the chart like this, though. Like with AI coins, nothing that happened in the past is relevant anymore because they're going to go euphoric. I think purely based on Sora from OpenAI. But I think another easy indicator is to just follow the NVIDIA. Because if NVIDIA goes up like crazy, or OpenAI does, then most likely AI coins will also go wild. Can Uniswap compete with BNB? That is not a good comparison. It doesn't make sense. Uniswap and BNB don't have the same purpose at all. If you mean Uniswap and PancakeSwap, but even then it's different. Thoughts on DJI and their staking system? I like DJI a lot. I've told you this before it pumped. I made a video when DJI was at 6 or 7 points on the dollar. Right now it's at 22 basically. So since I talked about it in my video, it's at 21. Let's say it's about 4x or so. A little bit earlier today I was at like a 5x, but the price is down a lot. Rod says get out of render at 805, but back at 721. That's another strategy. A lot of you guys think you have to stick with a crypto all the way to the top. If you think that things are overvalued for a little bit, you want to sell out and buy back cheaper, it ain't that stupid. It ain't that bad. You just need to have guts to do it, man. Because it's sometimes a little bit scary to do so. It can be really, really scary to sell your coins and try to buy back cheaper. Because if you do it, you might, if you sold Bitcoin, for example, at 53,000 yesterday or the day before, you might now be trying to shoot your, might now not be so happy, let's say. Because all of a sudden you see the Bitcoin price go from 53 to 63, and you're just hating yourself. Nick says, coming up to 5 Canadian, saying, I shall pay for a question. How does one cash out a large amount into a bank? And also, how are these comps, Coinbase, unable to handle the traffic? So Coinbase, I talked with a Coinbase rep a while back, and they explained to me, so let's say you have I think a lot of you guys that are developers might know it, but let's say you have a standard traffic of 10 million people every single day. If you now pay for a service, you pay for, let's say, a barrier of plus minus, 200%. So you pay for, I guess, so plus. Let's say you have normally 10, you pay for 10 or perhaps even 20, maybe even 30 million in a crazy situation. But then all of a sudden, instead of 10, maybe even 20 million, you get 120 million, you get 20 times or whatever the traffic. Obviously, it's harder to handle. So it's just that they don't keep it open because it never happens. It's such an outlier. And now, a Bitcoin price spike to nearly all-time high, $10,000 in a day, that's such an anomaly. You don't prepare for that. And for some reason, I don't know why, they didn't have everything set up properly. Because I think it's just such an anomaly. The probability is so small that they didn't prepare for it to happen, I guess. Why? Why not just buy for way more traffic? I'm not sure how expensive it is, guys. I'm not sure if keeping it open that much. I'm not sure how many attacks there are. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how heavy these guys are trying to take Coinbase down. Perhaps the cost, by the way, of the average, let's say let's call it $1 million a day, for example, to normally run, right? All of a sudden the cost now is like $23 million a day to run because the traffic is so much higher. And they don't want to pay a standard of $2 million a day extra to be able to facilitate this. So now they have to like play catch up a bit, but to then save $50 million in the process. As an example as to why it might be this way, which to you sounds stupid, but perhaps to them it's the best way to go about it. Somebody says, 𝗕𝗓𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃. Thank you, my brother. I'm not sure why you guys are not having cake. But hey. Coinbase is back. Resume the pump. All right. I mean, pump. I've seen bigger pumps. Lassa, welcome back, my brother. Ripple dumping again? No? Or you mean Ripple as a company? Or you mean XRP? Groetjes uit Brussel, al is ik. Amai. Carrot cake is the healthiest cake you can eat. I don't think this one is, my friend, but I like that idea. I like that thinking process. Stay positive. Have you heard of Myria? Yeah, I'm running Myria nodes, actually, matter of fact. Matter of fact, I'll talk more about nodes very soon because I have a good opportunity coming up. And I think nodes are one of the best ways in crypto to, make a little difference. But hey, by the way, if you've not done it yet, make sure you press that freaking like button. We are almost at 200. I need to go to like 4,000 likes, right? So press that like button right now if you've not done it yet, because otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed in you. It hurts, Hey, also, have you guys tried to make an Ethereum transfer here recently? It is ridiculous, the price right now. I'm not sure if Mr. Ethereum wanted this to happen, but $150 for a freaking transfer? I'm like, the way I just looked right now, I think it was like $152 for a transfer or for a swap, which is a simple swap, by the way. I'm not trying to do some crazy aggregation here. So it's not as if I expected things to be high. Gas fees are out of control, though. Nick coming in with the 10 saying, Canadian again. Milord, Milige, you have yet to answer my question. A step-by-step large amount into bank without freezing the bank card and having the mafia after oneself. Cheers. So, I'm sorry for not answering it the first time. Oh, damn. Wait, it says we got 5 super chats, but I only see 2. What happened? Did I miss any donations? It says right... Oh, you guys can't see. It says right there, this is the 5th of a stream, but I only see 2 in there. If I miss somebody, let me know. I'm sorry about that, my friend. So, a bank cash out strategy. This is funny. I made a whole course about all this type of stuff that I never released, but I have it out there. It depends on which country you're in. So, first of all, you're going to have to notice, or I guess pick up, which banks are very open towards all this. Which banks have an easy communication line. In Dubai, for example, where I'm based, it ain't that hard. But I think it's very easy to cash out. I'm going to say $200,000 a month per account. But more than that can be very questionable. However, for the majority of people, that's enough. So that's not a really big deal. You can do OTCs, meaning people actually take money from their bank account, put it into yours, and you send them crypto. This is for larger amounts because you could just have a simple invoice of sorts as well. For example, if you're a trading company, this is a very easy thing you can do if you make money off of trading, right? There's ways to do that. Theoretically speaking, you could just cash everything out with a Coinbase because what is the difficult part? You cannot put it into your bank. The bank is happy to take your money if you can easily declare, hey, I made it off of trading. But then again, it depends on which country you're in. A lot of these guys will be very hesitant towards crypto, but that is going to change so much over the next few months as BlackRock, etc. have come into play that I think is going to be easier and easier to do so. But a simple story is if you have a track record of you buying and selling, it is almost nearly impossible for you to be denied everywhere. It might just be hard the first or the second time. Sometimes they'll just not accept it. They'll send it back. They'll just block the transfer. You have to try a different bank. I've tried with some banks that are not happy to take traders or they're not happy to take your funds. Well, like I said, you can try different methods. For example, using OTC, using a friend, not a real friend, these are companies that put money from their bank account into yours and you pay them. That's a possibility. And you just have an invoice of whatever has been done. This is, again, if the bank is being extremely difficult. I'm not trying to help anybody that's doing illegal business. This is just if you've made money off of trading or buying or selling cryptos, you want to cash it out. You could open different banks in different countries. You could open different business banks in different countries. There are so many ways to do it. You can look at, for example, I don't know if Bitfinex is still a very usable one. I'd say Coinbase is what a lot of people use, but it also depends which country you're in. I think Bitpanda and stuff was a lot of German, Austrian people use. 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀 is a very interesting Dutch one, or Bybit for that matter. Coinbase is the most known. BitOasis is the UAE one a lot of people use. Binance P2P a lot of people use. OTC, finding companies for that is what a lot of people do. For me, it's also different because, yeah, why would I really need fiat so much? To cash out to what? If I have it in stablecoin, I'm fine. And how often do you need to cash out more than what? $200,000 a month? If it's really a big issue, you'll figure it out at that point. But most banks in most countries that I've ever tried are pretty easy, as long as you can explain you're a trader. Or you're just a hobbyist, you bought it by accident, and it's up. If you can't explain that, if it's not on any exchange, sometimes things get a little bit more difficult, but then you need to first make a little track record on an exchange by just buying and selling on exchange for a little while and then cashing out. But you could do that with a base of stablecoins, meaning you put stablecoins onto your platform, like a Bybit or whatever, then start buying and selling. And then the last longer history, for example, is you making large gains and kind of show that, if you know what I mean. Because even if you're making losses, then there's a lot of the gains where you can kind of show like, hey, you see how much money I made off of these trades? Could sometimes be easy. But so if you're in Canada, I don't know, my friend. I've not been in Canada to show you that. But most countries are easy nowadays. If you asked me this 7 years ago in a live stream, I would have told you, man, good luck. Because it was pretty hard to get money into crypto as well in a kind of secure way. But now it's so simple. So it is not hard. Don't worry about cashing out your money. Worry about making the money. Once you have it, the roads will open. Hey, Dusty, what do you think will happen now to Bitcoin and ETH? Will they go up or drop more? My friend, I don't have a crystal ball. You prepare for every scenario. That's the most important thing. Hey, Dusty, why does XP always take such a big hit? It's actually the same as any other coin right now. It's not that big a hit. It's just kind of similar. It's kind of average. And why? I think because XRP holders like torture. Maybe that's why. You know, we're a little bit masochistic. Or sadistic. Both, perhaps. Yeah, you know another thing? Messiah says unfollowing. Goodbye. He says, what artificial intelligence do you recommend at today's price? Unfollowing. Goodbye. Goodbye, my friend. Don't be that hasty, my friend. There's a lot of people asking questions. Adios. Anyway, let's say you can also, if you really are getting a lot of profits in crypto, think indeed of moving to different countries. It ain't that stupid of a deal. I mean, Dubai, for example, has no taxes. Portugal for capital has really nice taxes. There's a lot of countries out there that really have good systems, especially on the long-term holds. So if you hold something for example, more than a year, there's really good deals. So you can definitely think about that. However, you have to think about exit tax, though. Some countries, they really make it annoying for you to exit the country if you already have money. So you got to think about that, of course. But yeah, if you really think you're going to make good gains, might be wise to hit up an accountant beforehand, especially one that knows a little bit about crypto. Again, these guys are popping up more and more and more. 7 years ago, might have been difficult. Right now, it ain't that hard anymore. Might be expensive, though, but I think it will be less expensive than paying all the taxes of you doing things wrong. My thoughts, huh? I'm just seeing through here, checking through if there's anything new that just popped up. Just checking if there's any news. If you guys are finding anything, let me know as well. Somebody put up, I like this one. That's a nice picture. All these guys queuing up. Remember, no dips. I like that one. That is nice. That is nice. Mark says, hey, Dusty, not financial advice, but when can we as a group place a live trade with you for fun on a coin of your choice? So, Mark, the only reason I don't really want to do that is because I do not want to have any pump and dump type of scenarios. Because if it's a big coin, that we can do. But a small coin, I'm not really interested in doing that. But if it's a big coin, it's just a matter of me buying something and it being live streamed. Because if we all decide to do it together, I don't really buy coins that way. It has to be a proper thought out plan. But all I have to do is then tell you earlier, but I often do that. The only thing is I'm not streaming. But the Beam trade, for example, I told you I'm really bullish on Beam here. Open the trade, and that's about it. But we could do that for sure. That's actually the reason I made the second channel, to talk more about trades and do more live streams. But then all of a sudden, guys, honestly, sometimes your profit can be so overwhelming that I don't even have time to make content. Well, time is, I don't want to spend the time on it sometimes. There's always time. There's always time. But sometimes it ain't worth it. But I try. I try to put as many videos out there as possible. And Brandon says, I believe you're taxed even on crypto to crypto trades. My friend, every country has different tax. So it's really impossible to give anybody the put down. I don't know how it works in the US. I don't know how it works in Canada. I don't know how it works anywhere. Every country's different. I don't pay taxes on anything. That's all I know. And that's the most important thing. Everybody, if you're watching this right now, let me know where you watch it from. Let's see where you guys are all taxed at, huh? I'm going to actually report every single one of you to the authorities if you're not doing it properly. So make sure you write a smart country down if you're trying to avoid some stuff. Yeah. No, but where you all watching from? Got a lot of USA peoples here, huh? All right. Who else says USA? All right, D&D Guru. All right, better make sure you do your taxes because you guys are noted. Man, what? Hey, Kraken is not down apparently. I wonder if Coinbase said anything about the whole down situation yet. Yeah, they did. We are aware. Let's show it. We are aware that some users may see a zero balance across their Coinbase accounts and may experience errors in buying or selling. Our team is investigating this and will provide an update shortly. Your assets are kind of safe though. It is kind of. It's kind of, yeah, like, I think, yeah, it's kind of stupid that some people have no money in Coinbase all of a sudden and some people have it. It's like grade A retardation, if you ask me. I can't understand how they would not go deeper on the take things down, but I also understand they can't, because if they take everything down, all of a sudden there's massive arbitrage, strange things going on. So they can't stop the trading. But if only some users have it, this is a really interesting playing field, right? If I was Coinbase, for example, this could be a way too crazy of an insider opportunity. Because, as I said before, I don't think guys trading with APIs are down. I think it's mostly just a front end. So the arbitrage is not that wild. But if it was, that would be some of the craziest manipulation ever. Even right now, it kind of feels like they do this all the time because this way people don't sell or move. Because I think the majority of it is sell pressure. And perhaps that's why prices are able to spike that much, because Coinbase goes down and many people use Coinbase. But I don't know at the end. Right, it's hard to say. Lassa says, caught up and bon appetit. Wait, you've been watching the stream back at like 2x speed or something? What happened? How are you caught up? There's a lot of Dutchies in the chat, that's for sure. Lekker grappies. Lekker. Any coin you guys are looking into right now? I'm looking at the chat real quick. Which coin you guys are looking into? Which coin are you buying right now? All of you. Somebody says, let's go 𝗲𝗎𝗻𝗲. Is that a juicy one? Is that what we buying today? Flare's going wild for sure. Flare's been pumping like a maniac, man. Flare, I got some, but I don't like Flare. I told you guys I don't like the people. RSR I have, but very small bags, I think. I think it's on one of my older accounts. I'm not even sure where it's supposed to be. Kudos don't have fetch, have one land. Een land. Oh, okay. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, nice. More crypto millionaires in Netherlands. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘's. I have a ridiculous bag of 𝗕𝗘𝗪. It's insane. GRT. Don't know if I have a good chunk of that actually. Can you look at Bell's coin? No, I don't know. Doesn't sound too good, my friend. Aurora. Hey, I saw that. I'll get back to you on that one. Stacks, I have a big bag of stacks, as you guys know. What are you eating? Michelle, I am eating Joy of, I kind of mushed it. All right, I kind of don't want to show you because you guys might think I have an issue. If you guys swear to not judge me, I can show you. It was supposed to be a slice of carrot cake and eclair. Eclair is my first time eating it. It's interesting. And this is my cake, which turned out to be mush. Why did it happen? Can't comment on that. I'm still learning how to eat. You know, it's new to me. Casper Guy. What is Guy? Bitcoin. Nice. Sí, señor. Any coin if there's a dip. All right. Actually, matter of fact, in a bull market, it's not stupid to buy like most coins. I told you guys about my bot, right? That's just buying any single thing I can find. In a bull market, it works. SHX, okay. 𝗓𝗕𝗓, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Fetch AI, nice. Michelle says I only eat meat. All right. Romania, is that the coin you're looking into? Engine also. Engine I've not heard anything of in like months or maybe even years. That's insane. Engine bulls, huh? Let's put it right there. Just clicking some stuff away. There we go. Solid again. Let's push this to the foreground. Now I can read more comments of what you guys are interested in. Sold 𝗲𝗎𝗻𝗲, too much up and down movement. Yeah, that's the interesting part about altcoins, right? And the main run is you're going to see a lot of that stuff. That they just go up and down by such crazy margins every single day that a lot of people can't handle. Shit, I forgot to share the stream on Twitter and in our Discord. Or, I mean, in our Telegram. I really need somebody to help me with that, man. I keep forgetting to share the stream. It's such a waste. Because I think at that point, a lot of people are not notified that we are live streaming. And I think for some people, it's nice to finally witness a stream instead of only videos, which are always afterwards. I'll just quickly put it out there. And it's the first time ever, I think in the history of my channel, that somebody did not call me a clickbaiter. And I think it's because everybody now agrees that this performance for crypto is absolutely crazy. And I think nobody is actually angry that we call this type of price action an emergency when the price is literally going by crazy margins in such a short time span. And this is the first time where I'm actually happy with my comment section of just people who understand. You guys are all legends today. Every single one of you. You guys are amazing. BTC dropped. I mean, yeah. Dudes, what's up with 𝗏? I still have my 𝗏 airdrop, which was very little. I have only a few accounts, unfortunately, as well. Carnivore first, she probably talking about. Yeah, I was just joking with the I only eat meat. It was kind of funny. It's not like I don't understand. It's just like if somebody says, I only take meat or something, it's kind of, it's kind of funny to me. DeFi coin and ABT coin. DeFi coin I have a good chunk of. It came down hard though, but I like the platform. ABT coin, I don't even remember what it stands for. This is also the annoying part about crypto. Man, we are nerds to the fullest. I forget, like, oh, what is ABT? Oh, DCB, oh, ZIZ, oh, VHG, oh, our minds are full of these tickers. If I say 3 letters in a row, RNR, or XDC, XRP, all of you guys are like, oh, yeah, exactly. Isn't it funny? It's like with the stock world as well, that a lot of people know all the tickers from all these stocks. I'm like, how do all these people remember? But we are the same with this crypto stuff, no? Oh, WOO, oh, FMC, oh, FOO, oh, BBL. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, sure. Damn, right? BBL did really, really well today. I like saying that as well. It sounds nice. Let's type in BBL. How's that doing right now? It's actually down a little bit, but it had a really beautiful launch. That was pretty amazing, to be honest with you. Fame coin is up a lot. Yeah, FMC. That that is juicy, ladies and gentlemen. That is juicy. It is up 40-something% today. And it's up like 3x and a bit this week. That is beautiful. That is nice. That is nice. That is nice. People asking what XRP dropped, but happened with the BRC drop, so understandable. Not sure what that sentence meant, but I think you mean that Bitcoin dropped and thus XRP also dropped. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's also funny that yesterday it was kind of looking as if XRP to Bitcoin was in a good spot. And then all of a sudden it just dipped out to the freaking fullest just now. You see, this is the XRP to Bitcoin chart that was doing okay ever so slightly earlier. I was kind of excited about it. And now it just kept going lower and lower. But let's see here. Relatively versus Bitcoin, XRP just fell like 15%. Meaning if you were holding Bitcoin throughout the last couple of hours, you'd be a lot better off than XRP. Let's see with ETH. I think it's similar though. Whereas if you were holding ETH a little while ago, like 2 days ago versus now, you would have been better off 11% to hold Bitcoin, which is what you see slightly before altcoins pop off. But this time it might be slightly different because, as I said before, the ETFs, they're only going for Bitcoin as of this point. And so perhaps Bitcoin is going to remain as a dominant leader a lot longer, or perhaps throughout the entire run this time, where usually it pops off a lot quicker. Only Fear says, if you've got XRP for long term with a 2x long, leverage long, or at least 2x leverage, is there a possibility to get into problems by the fees popping off? Yes, you will have to pay funding rates, which will be significantly expensive if you're in a really, really bull market with things popping off. But let's say, for example, my trade of $1,500 with 10x leverage, so a $15,000 trade. I think the total fees over the last, how long was it ago? 9 months have been, it's a $1,500 trade. And I think the fees have been also $1,500, but the profit is $15,000. So it's not that big a deal, but that's again over a span of many, many months. Then again, as more people go long, the funding rates also increase. That's when things start dropping sometimes because people pay too much in fees. So yes, but no. With 2x leverage, I don't think it's that big a deal. Can you make a video as to show how to open longs and shorts like you did back a while ago? It's the same though. If I ever made a video about it, it's still the same process. I have a Bybit tutorial always in the description. And that's it. Didic says, from now on, I only speak in 3-letter words. I like that. Mexi, Unisoft, what ones do you use? I've never heard of Unisoft in my life. I don't like that name either. Unisoft. No, I don't like things to be soft. Anyway, Bybit I use for the most part. It's my most used exchange by far. What do you think about Vechain? Here's the funny part. I hold a lot of Vechain, and I was super excited about it for a long time. But then I met one of the Vechain co-founders, and he's like telling me, you really think this has such massive potential, huh? And I was like, well, and he's like, why? And he started explaining to me why it hasn't got it. And then I was like, you know what? It might be wise to just hold it on, but I will not buy more Vechain ever since I met that guy, I think in America, I think like a year ago or so. But I think it could do well. I just don't think it's like the best out of everything. The concept is nice, but the coin concept is like mediocre. So Vechain as a company, I think is awesome. Vechain, the token itself, is just not as amazing as it like. Dusty, if you're eating carrot cake and eclair, what the hell's making the crunch? There's walnuts inside. See? What do you think of Casper? Those guys, when I met him in, I think also in America, those were good peoples. Casper were good peoples. I wouldn't say they're necessarily very friendly, but they really know their stuff, had a good plan, had good, I guess, future layouts. Things were good on the Casper front. And I would say I still don't hold enough Casper for how bullish I am on it, and I don't talk about it nearly enough. But perhaps because I was a little bit late to the story. But I think Casper, they're pretty good. Dusty, are alts with higher market cap safe? What is safe, my friend? Define safe. No. Have you ever met BCB? Yeah, also. I think in Miami, maybe? I don't remember where. Maybe it was in Texas. I think it was Texas, actually. Joshua says, thank you for everything you do, Dusty. Thank you for coming by, stopping by, saying hi. WorldCoin. I think WorldCoin is pretty garbage. However, I think it can do well as OpenAI keeps printing. However, you got to understand that people put up these ideas of, oh, the unlocks are where things are going to get bearish, but the unlocks from WorldCoin itself, not the early investor unlocks, but the unlocks from people, scanning in their eyes and shit. That's, I think, the bigger deal that's already ramping up massively. So WorldCoin, extremely bearish on it, but I do believe it could do well on the short term. But I would not buy it because I think it's garbage. Did the crash happen because Coinbase pooped the bed? I mean, I told you guys before why it happened. They explained it before, and a Coinbase guy explained it before as well. You prepare for 10 million people worth of traffic. You have outliers of 20, 30 million in case. If you all of a sudden get 120 million, for example, it's too big of an outlier. They didn't prepare for that. All of a sudden, you have to go into overdrive mode, and it just takes a bit of time. Because otherwise, you're paying for something way out of proportion all the time. It doesn't make sense to do. So this is obviously way less costly for them than always preparing for more traffic, I guess. 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗃 says, Dusty, what do you believe is the best coin to hold for max profits in the bull run? If I knew that, my friend, I would not be here. I would not be telling you anything about, this is the news. I would just tell you the coin and then stop the video straight away. The problem is that you don't know exactly which coin, and the problem is you don't know exactly which coin when. So you diversify into different coins, and you make different strategies that have probabilities of working, or I guess good probabilities of working. If you knew everything up front, there would be no reason to talk more than like 5 seconds. It could just be a buy this coin, end of live stream. But obviously that's not the case. Tell me what you think of Nano. Don't hold, don't know. Perhaps I held it like years back, or maybe I have like a very, very small bag of it, but I can't consider, or I can't realize, or can't remember buying any in the last at least like 3 years. Do you regret doxing yourself about 2 years ago? No, not at all. At the time, I was like, because it didn't bring any good results. I would say even now that showing my face has made making videos easier and nicer, but I don't think it's had any effect on the channel at all. Perhaps a better bond with you guys, maybe. Perhaps it might have actually took away the mystery of the channel. Could be either of those. There's no good side, no bad sides. I'm based in Dubai. I feel safe all the time. Maybe if it was somewhere else, I wouldn't like it too much. But otherwise, I don't know. Does Figure AI have a crypto token? I have found one, but it has different website than the actual Figure AI. My friend, I don't know. Figure it out. If it's not the same website, maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't know it. Don't hold it. Oa says, I think it's a trap coin for all the people on the world having nothing. All get lured into. Well, WorldCoin is a pretty good concept. If you got nothing, right? If your average pay is $25 a month, let's say we pick a Nigeria or a Kenya, whatever, $20 a month, and you get $50 to scan your freaking iris. I'm standing in that line to get 2 months worth of pay for my. Why do I care about my freaking iris, right? If the money is really relevant. If the money is not really relevant, though, you just want to buy a freaking cheeseburger. No, I would not scan my iris for that. But if you're struggling, I would be there in a heartbeat, man. So I definitely understand why people would do that. the concept is pretty good. If they are able to turn it into a profit, that is, right? Your iris. So they can pay you for that. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. I thought the BC in DustyBC was British Columbia back in the day. I mean, it still might be. It still might sound, still might stand for something else. DustyBC, huh? Who's that? Oh, that's Mr. BC. What does that stand for? He never says. Way better bond with your face on. Yeah, perhaps, right? It's hard to say. Are you Scandinavian? 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏. I don't have to speak in the Scandinavian. Hey. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏. I don't even know anything. Hey. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏. Will it dump further? I'd say right now we're in a bit of a predicament. There's a good chance we're actually going to pump pretty soon here again. Honest truth, there's a pretty good probability we're just going to continue on towards the upside. I mean, otherwise, again, my own personal thoughts, right? That we would have probably got a bigger crash going already. But the fact that it's trying to recoup, I don't know, man. It feels like we're just trying to prepare for another big spike of sorts. But perhaps it's going to take a little while. Perhaps we see a little bit further downside before the upside is possible. Possible. And that's why we're here streaming. Because I thought perhaps something crazy is going to happen. But all of a sudden, I turn on the stream and I jinx everything, huh? Like, things were so crazy chaotic. I turn on this stream an hour and a bit ago and nothing happens anymore. But you know why? Because I went to go to the store to get myself some freaking cake. Biggest mistake of my lifetime. Because when I get cake to celebrate 64,000, can you imagine? I go to the store, right? I go to the store, Bitcoin $64,000. I'm living the freaking life. I'm in there walking like a freaking boss. Everybody, get out the freaking way. I'm the man. $64,000 of Bitcoin. I'm looking through. Which cake do I want? Sir, which cake do you want? I want everything. I said, give me 2 of them, right? I'll take one of this one, take out of that one. I end up walking out the store, and boom, all of a sudden, I'm poor as shit again. $58,000 per Bitcoin in the span of like 30 minutes. What? Isn't that the craziest? Because I'm like, I should really go to the store, celebrate that Bitcoin just went for such a massive pump. And I just got stabbed in the freaking gut. But it's okay. Because we know where things are headed over the next few weeks or months. And from that perspective, I'm okay with all this. NS says, you're a boss with NAS. Forget Bitcoin. Honestly, and this is interesting to me. Once more, I'm not trying to brag at all. But the amount of gains I've made throughout the last couple of weeks, I think have been so insane that I'm doing a lot of side quests now. For all I care, I have a lot of Bitcoin, but relatively to altcoins, it's not that big a deal. But can you guys realize for a second how crazy my mind is now that I turned, let's say, as a hypothesis, whatever, that I put $1,000 in, right? I'm not sure if you guys know how much I invest usually, but let's say I put $1,000 in a few months ago. Because I was telling you guys, it's pretty cheap. I was here. I was right here. I will look up for you guys tomorrow probably at which exact point I was considering selling it all, which was at 1.1 or something cent. I was thinking, let me get rid of my Nosana, be done. And my friend sold so much Nosana, which would be so much money today. I don't even want to say the numbers, at like roughly 1.2 or something cents. I was like, no, I'm going to keep it because it's not even worth selling now. I'm down so much. If I did, I would have probably been hating myself. But can you understand that I've seen my money in this bag go times 600 over the past couple of weeks? A lot of you guys have never seen it before. It's going to happen, though, to many of you guys watching right now. If you keep up the momentum of buying different altcoins left and right, you're going to see this at some point. But can you imagine how that feels? The last time I felt this was so long ago, I think like 2021 somewhere, that I just saw my money go times 600. And the only point is that even though you make good chunks of money, and I cashed them out at 55 cents because that's when I found out I made tons of money, and then I cashed out at 90 cents because it doubled again, and it was exciting. I cashed out some again at $6.50 or something earlier today as well, because Bitcoin went so hard, and I noticed NOS is not going up as much. Let me also take in a little bit. Because at the end of the day, why not, right? I'm up 650 times. I don't give a crap if it goes to 750 or even 2,000 for that matter. I'm pretty satisfied at 650. However, I'm holding the majority of my money in because I still believe it will probably still go 5 times as high as it is right now. I think it's going to be a render 2.0. The only thing is, it's easier to manipulate the price as they don't have major exchanges. You can see the volume is like 1/30th of render or of something like 𝗕𝗘𝗪, which have hundreds of millions. Nosana is only at like 20 million. So that's also why I'm being a little more skeptical. If it comes back down hard to $3 something, I'll buy back like crazy because I understand these guys know what they're doing. Also, a Dutch guy, by the way, the guy behind Nosana. Really nice guy. I've not talked to him in like 3 years, but nice guy when I met him. Maybe I was not allowed to say that. Very from. Then we'll act like I didn't. I hope I could. Man, how long can it take me to eat a freaking cake? I've not done it in so long. I never buy cake, all that stuff. Here's another thing. So, I have so many things that I need to tell you guys still. I often say, I'm no genius, right? Because I will make many mistakes. But what I will say is, out of a lot of the people watching, I just know way more about this space. First of all, if you're not hanging out with big funds, meaning people who invest significant sums of money into the crypto space, you're going to miss out. If you don't know the people who list coins, you're going to miss out. If you don't know the exchanges very well, you're going to miss out. If you don't know the projects very well, you're going to miss out. One thing I'll say about that then is, somebody's telling me here, and I like this because I appreciate you guys' concern. 650x, sell. Greed will make you lose your bags. There's more risk selling than holding. You mean there's more risk holding than selling. I think that's what you mean. But the idea is okay. I'll tell you. The reason I always put that up as an example of sell some is because you don't want to regret not selling forever. But in bull markets, generally speaking, unless it's going too bubbly, like Bitcoin, for example, now, even then actually, but okay, you're pretty fine with holding on, at least for the next 12 months or so, because almost every single thing you don't sell now at crazy high points will go higher over a span of, let's say, 9, 12 months. It's only after that time span where if you make a new, it just keeps printing higher and higher every day at the end of the bull market. But right now, we haven't even hit an all-time high for Bitcoin yet. We haven't even gotten the halving. That things get riskier. Right now, though, it doesn't matter too much. Every single coin I think we're talking about right now will still 10, 20x. The question in my mind is just, let's say you have, no, we'll do no real numbers. Let's say you turned money times 650. Will you be satisfied with times 650, or do you want to go for times 2700? You can say, well, times 650 is nice. Yeah, but it could also be 2700. And what if you cash that money out, take it to dollars, and then it does nothing? You prefer sometimes to risk it to 2700 than to just let it go out. So that's why you take portions out, because if you know and I do that, if you know for a fact that the price will be at least that, if not higher over time, then it's just a matter of, can you take those dollars out and use it somewhere more responsibly, better than keeping it in? If the answer is no, then just stick with it. If the answer is yes, for example, you want to cash out and go for some other opportunity, do it. I cash out all the time to buy something else. I told you before, if you turn $1,000 into $100,000, take $20,000, $30,000 out very quickly, buy new things. The whole thesis behind, okay, if you've got a $100,000 fund, you have $100,000 right now to play around with. You buy 100 different crypto coins. 98% of them can fail, 98% of them. One can go break even and one can pop off. If that one coin goes times 350, you've made all the losses back. That's the investment thesis for spray and pray kind of, but also a bull market thesis of you just go for many coins because some will do well, some just won't, but you can't fully know up front. It should be skewed towards the ones you have a high probability or you think have a high probability of doing good. So more in that and kind of lower it down. But still, it should be kind of more spread out, not just 1 or 2 projects, unless you really want to focus on 1 or 2, which I can't do. It's not my thesis. It's not how I go about this. But in that also comes the territory of, if I only have a 50x, I'm not really satisfied on some of these coins. I want to go at least towards 100. And with Nosana, I want to see a 2500 because I expect it will still happen. Doesn't mean it will. But if, for example, you turned, I'll use real numbers here. If you turned 1,000 to 100,000, you can take the whole $100,000 out and try again. You can also take out 30,000, like I just said, and try playing again. Similarly, if you made 10 million, some people are very satisfied. They cash out everything and they go live their life on a private island, whatever. Some others are like, well, 10 million made. Now I use the 10 million to make $1 billion. People are different. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, those guys, you can't make so much money if you're always thinking about taking the profit and not taking the risk. Swaggy says, it don't work that easy in America, Dusty. 30% profit is 30% tax rate. You can't just pull out and buy more crypto in the US without getting in trouble with the IRS. My friend, that sounds very, I don't want to be rude, but this sounds very much like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem, my friend. I don't have that problem, but you're right. That's annoying. Well, I guess you're going to make less profits then, my friend. Sucks to be you. Hopefully the competition doesn't do you too much good, huh? Or I guess hopefully the competition doesn't let you behind too much. Because damn, that sucks. Sucks to be you. Wow, my Fame coin is up 75% today. Now, I will say though that it's like if we take the grand scheme of things, I think I don't know how much I still have in Fame coin. I think I have a good chunk. How much is 1 million Fame coin? Let's see for fun. 1,500. Okay, not that much. Was the price not way higher than before? I thought the price was like 2.7 cents before. Now it's only like 0.15. But it says here that the all-time high is where we're at right now. But I guess it's because it was not listed on CoinMarketCap before when it happened. But I'm really, really bullish on Famecoin. I talked about it multiple times. They're nice. XRP worth buying. I'm not buying XRP. You can do whatever you want. Dutch is 40% overall. I don't think you have... did the Dutch tax get changed? I don't even know. Where you now have to pay capital gains on actual property, or is it still on hypothetical property? If you know what I mean? Like where they don't differentiate between what type of property you have. If you have savings or investments. But I thought they changed that up. Or they were going to change it up. I don't remember. This is, by the way, this is the inflows of the ETF providers. It's just massive. Recently here, it's just been increasing by such massive margins. It's just insane. Really, if you really take a look at this, it's like these guys, institutions are so bullish. It's crazy. Remy says with a 5 US coming in saying, still like DJI, feels like good entry for gaming. If you knew what I knew about DJI, you know how much profit they make. It's a really simple sell. Not sell as in sell the coin, but it's a really simple, oh, yeah, I should probably buy that if they tell me the story, which they told me. So I got a good chunk of DJI. However, you're asking me now, after I already made a video at 6-7 points of a cent, and now you're saying that at 2.2 cents. So like 4 or so times higher, 3.5 times higher than when I first talked about it. It's not a problem, but now it'd be less bullish than like a couple weeks ago. But no, I'm still bullish, yes. I still think if we take a longer time span that DJI will do massive numbers. It's only 22 million market cap anyway, right? Could still do good. What do you think about Richard Hart and his project Hex? I don't hold any of the Richard Hart projects at all. 0 of them. $0 any of them. Because I never got into it. So if you made tons of money with it, maybe, yeah, sure. But I don't know it. I've never put $1 into Pulse Chain Hex and all that type of stuff. So can't say anything about it. Nguyen says, is it a bad time to long alts? I don't think so. I can't say it's a good time, but is it a bad time? I mean, you're at least buying a very significant dip. So, it's hard to say if it's a really good time, but at least it's significantly better than over the last couple of hours. This would have been way worse, right? At least you're buying at Ethereum at a 5.5% discount from a couple hours back. Anyway, guys, if you've not subscribed yet, then you should. Yeah, you know, my stories sometimes are not that convincing. I don't have too much to tell you as to why you should subscribe. If you're not, yeah, you should probably. And if you don't want to, what can I say, my friend? Edward Snowden predicts a government has been buying Bitcoin and will be revealed this year. $1.3 trillion asset manager Morgan Stanley is now considering offering Bitcoin spot ETFs to customers. The ETFs for Bitcoin spot ETFs smashed the daily trading volume record of $6.3 billion so far. Bitcoin has just hit a new seasonal all-time high, not seen in 830 days. Coinbase is back up. I posted that. Damn. Jim Cramer says, what has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Bitcoin is up 156% since he told investors to sell 11 months ago. Let's quickly check that out.
But I don't want to.
What has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Are you ever on a Bitcoin phone? Watson, come here, I need you. I mean, what is it?
Well, coming up, United
How about
Healthcare is apparently in. I don't want to.
What has Bitcoin ever done for mankind?
There, my ears. Oh, what's crunchy as well? There's little crunchy thingies on the back as well. I noticed. A lot of you guys keep asking about 𝗕𝗁𝗲. The thing is with 𝗕𝗁𝗲, it's like a little lucky play. Like if you were holding it before, congratulations. I wouldn't say it's the most bullish of projects, but it has been doing really well. And if you've been riding it for a while, it's probably worth riding along for a longer time, I think. One of my friends sold his 𝗕𝗁𝗲 just before the pump. So sad. But that's the funny part as well. Like many other projects, you will sell just before the best time. That's why I made that meme, right? This one. The moment you give up, things will start pumping. 𝗕𝗘𝗪. Yeah, I'm bullish on 𝗕𝗘𝗪 as well. I'm not sure how that one is doing today. Hey, there we go. Up again. Look at that. Juicy. 𝗕𝗘𝗪 is juicy right now, ladies and gentlemen. That is juicy. I got a good chunk of 𝗕𝗘𝗪. I'm so bullish on this one. It's similar, like 20 million. It ain't much market cap, man. I need to see all these numbers up. And many people will call me stupid for saying all this, but all these coins I'm looking at 20 million, 30 million, I think they'll all be at like at least $250 million, if not 500 million, etc. That's why I'm going a lot of them. Because just think what happened. How about 𝗲? You know, the problem is I don't really hold 𝗲. Like all my friends bought it early. And since I was one of the only ones to miss out, I'm skipping it altogether. Sometimes, guys, I'm a man of principle. If I really am getting a price that's 20 times higher than everybody else, I sometimes feel like, you know what, screw it. I think it could do well, but I missed the boat. So I'm just riding different AI coins. I got very little chunks of it, 𝗲, but not significant. Ego is doing well. I talked about it a little while back. Made a video on it. Anybody who bought made money. Yeah, I think most things I talked about here have done really, really well recently. Which is nice as well. In a bear market, I really didn't like disappointing a lot of you guys. But recently here, our calls have been so extremely juicy. And that's just very, very refreshing. It's just nice to see people actually making good chunks of money. So they stick around more because they notice, hey, the space is pretty awesome. And if they only lose and the price goes down every single day, they don't like it. But obviously, I don't like to not see people happy as well. It's nicer when everybody's excited as well. Anyway, guys, that was it for today's little stream here. Just wanted to quickly go up and talk to you guys about what the situation was. It's a crazy space, that's for sure. And I think it will only keep getting crazier from here. If you guys still want some to be put up in a video or live stream, let me know. I think of doing a top coin video real quick here. Just some of the top coins I'm looking into, especially perhaps to buy the dip of. I just see now that my beam, I bought another beam dip with my long position, which is juicy. If you guys want another top coin video, I have another section I can make about XRP, actually. I have some good stuff to talk about there. I have a good, interesting theory about XRP, and I want to review more about my XTB strategy, like exactly. Because I think the moment I'm doing it, or the way I'm doing it, I'm going to make so much freaking gains. And many people still don't know how to do that. But perhaps we can also make a meme video if you guys are more interested in that. Let me know what you'd like to see down below. I'll get to it. And, yeah, that's about it, I guess. Hopefully you guys are subscribed, though, for a lot of cool videos. If you guys, this is the funny thing, if you guys don't make gains over the next few months, even though you're watching this channel, I'm not your financial advisor, but if you don't, then I'll be very unhappy because I think every single person here will make tons of gains. That's about it. See you guys again in another one. Peace out.